Hi, guys. Welcome to Audrey's Reading Area. Shout out to my grandbabies, Korea, Sanaa, David the Third, and Kaden. I love and miss you all so much. I do, I do. All right, you guys. Alexa, what time is Audrey's Reading Area?
Audrey reads in her area live at 5, and please subscribe.
Live, live at 5. Please subscribe, you guys. Yes, you know I'm going to say subscribe to Audrey's Reading Area. Audrey's Reading Area on YouTube. Don't forget, smash that subscribe button for me. All right, you guys. Today's Monday. Yes, fun day Monday, and it's still National Women's Month. So we're still celebrating the women, aren't we? I'm going to read about Helen Keller today. She's a woman. Brad Meltzer, written by Brad Meltzer, illustrated by Christopher Eliopoulos. I hope I said that wrong. Eliopoulos. I am Helen Keller. It's a bit lengthy. I'll do my best to shorten it. Brad Meltzer, illustrated by Christopher Eliopoulos, and it is a scholastic book. It says, I am Helen Keller. I won't let anything stop me. When Helen Keller was very young, she got a disease that forever destroyed her ability to see and to hear. But Helen wasn't a quitter. And with the help of a wonderful patient teacher named Anne Sullivan, she learned how to communicate. At first, though, hand gestures, at first through hand gestures and then through speech. She also learned how to read, thanks to an amazing invention called Braille. Helen was the first deaf and blind person to graduate from college. And she spent the rest of her life helping others and making her voice heard. Helen Keller, y'all. Phenomenal woman, right? So let's do this. Jump right into this book. I am Helen Keller. When I was little, I was just like you. I loved to play. I loved my dog. And I loved seeing all the bright, beautiful flowers. I also loved copying people. At 6 months old, I could already say, how do ye yourself? T, T, T. Did she just ask for tea? How'd she do that? What can I say? There's no stopping her. On the day I turned 1, I started walking. Oh, and there was another word I always loved. Wah, wah. Here's your water. She wants wah, wah. Water. Just like any other kid, right? But there's one thing that made me different. When I was 19 months old, I got very sick. The doctor said I wouldn't live, but I did live. But the sickness made me blind and deaf. Mm. This is how I see the world. Close your eyes, block your ears. I couldn't see anything or hear anything. That's right. Nothing. Wow. I know it seems scary. It was scary for me too. Back then people didn't know how to deal with someone who was deaf and blind. My relatives thought I was a monster. You see the way she behaves? She put her hand in my plate. She ate my food. Wah, wah, wah. She's trying to find her water. She threw the silverware too. She's so poorly behaved. She shouldn't be here. They were right. I wasn't well behaved. I was extremely frustrated. In my dark world, I couldn't tell if anyone noticed me or cared about me. I couldn't see or hear what I was doing. By the time I was 5, I'd figured out small ways to communicate. To say yes, I nodded my head. For no, I shook it from side to side. To say father, I motioned to put on his glasses. For mother, I rested my hand on my face. For my baby sister, I did this, like she was sucking a thumb. And when I'd shiver like I was cold, it really meant Helen wants ice cream. But even with those signs, I couldn't get my dog, Belle, to play with me. I didn't know how to speak, so I couldn't call her. I just wanted to play with my dog. The saddest part was I got used to a dark and silent world. People told my parents to give up on me, that I'd never be good at anything. They didn't listen, though. Thank goodness, right? After reading about another blind and deaf girl, my parents found something they hadn't had since I'd gotten sick. We all do. Everyone needs a teacher. Still, I had no idea what the world was about to bring me. She says there are places that teach deaf and blind children. That's what she needs. She needs a teacher. I never had a more important day. I was 6 years old. From the way my mother was hurrying, I knew something big was coming. I stood on the porch, waiting, feeling the sun on my face. Someone approached. I could feel footsteps. I reached out, thinking it was my mother. She pulled me into her arms. Her name was Ann Sullivan. She's the teacher who changed my life. In one of her first lessons, she gave me a toy doll. After letting me play with it, she spelled the word doll into the palm of my hand. D-D-O-L-L. Can you feel the letters? Doll. D-O-L-L. I could feel them, but I didn't know what letters or words were or how they worked. It didn't stop Miss Sullivan. One day we were arguing as she was trying to teach me the word mug and water. I got so upset. I took my new doll and smashed it on the ground. I got angry a lot back then. It was so hard for me. I was frustrated. Never losing her patience, my teacher took me outside. At a nearby spot, she put my hand under the running water. In my other hand, she spelled the word water. W-A-T-E-R. Water. Then she spelled it again. W-A-T-E-R. And again, and again, and again, and again. Water, 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 water. You understand, don't you? You understand. I understood. W-A-T-E-R. Water. From there, I realized that everything had a name. Every object I touched seemed to burst to life. And now when I wrote words in my teacher's hand, I had someone who could understand me. Mother, dog, D-O-G. Lamp, table, father, sister, teacher. When you're learning something new, it's often hard. I started with words. My vocabulary grew fast. Eventually, I learned the meaning of the word love. I had given my teacher some flowers, so she spelled into my hand. I love Helen. What is love? Confused, I asked her, what is love? It is here, she spelled while tapping at my heart. I was still confused. It was hard to understand something I couldn't touch. It made no sense. Why couldn't my teacher show me love? But then she explained. You can't touch clouds, but you can feel rain and know how happy flowers are to get watered. That is how love is. You can't touch love, but you can feel how happy it makes you. There, in that moment, my whole world changed. It was as if there were invisible lines that stretched between me and everyone else in my life. Close your eyes. You can feel it too, your connection to your family and friends. Still, life was never easy. Without sight, I couldn't see people's faces. Without sound, I couldn't hear their voices. But one of my greatest breakthroughs came when I learned to do what you're doing right now: reading. Reading. Read without eyes? How's she going to do that? You'll read with your fingers. On this cardboard, you'll feel raised dots. The dots make letters and the letters make words. This is the word for doll. To practice, I'd match each word with its object and make sentences. This was my favorite game. We played it for hours. See if you can find the sentence, girl is in wardrobe. Let's find that sentence. So, girl is in wardrobe. Good job. Good. Doll is on bed. Dog is smelly. Sister is pooping. Teacher is proud. Book is falling. Flower on desk. Wow. From there, I started reading real books, just like you. The only difference was my books were in Braille, which is a series of raised dots that you read with your fingers. Go ahead and try. Move your pointer finger over the dots. Oh, yeah. If you can see, they're a little raised. I don't know if you can see it, but they are raised a little bit. If you can see them, they're raised a little bit. At first, it just feels bumpy, right? You'll get used to it. These dots spell my name, Helen. Oh, wow. Want to read your name in Braille? Here's the alphabet. Run your pointer finger over the letters. Now close your eyes. There you go. Now you're reading just like me.